the economy in general. Americans are seeing energy prices up 24%, including electricity, since President Biden took office. Food prices are up 18% in the last 2 years. Manufacturing lost jobs for the last 2 months in a row, and inflation is outpacing wages for 26 months in a row. How does the president then sell to the American people to keep going with these economic policies?
So look, again, going to be careful about 2024. Anything that's related. No, I'm going to answer your question. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. Just want to be, because you said moving forward, so just want to be very careful here. Look, the president always is very clear. When he talks about the economy, he always says, one of the things that he says very frequently is that when it comes to inflation, when it comes to lowering costs, that is a priority for him, and he has shown to do that. And if you talked about inflation, annual inflation has fallen over the last 9 months. It is moderating. Wages are higher than they were 9 months ago. Incomes are up, and consumer spending is strong priority.
In his event this afternoon, with the union event, he says that there's more that can be done. What is he doing right now? What is that more that he could be doing right now?
Well, look, he's always going to make sure to take action when it comes to don't have anything to announce at this time of any actions that's being taken. But if you look at the bipartisan infrastructure legislation, you look like the Inflation Reduction Act. You look
on Senator Klobuchar's comments on Sunday about her position on what the president should do with respect to meeting with Speaker McCarthy. She said he should negotiate on the budget. That is the place to negotiate, and they should start those negotiations now, not using the American people and their mortgages as hostage, because right now you've got to simply make clear we're going to avoid default and get this behind us. Is that something the president would be open to? Is that something that he is ready from that specific suggestion to start at?
So look, here's what, and I said this at the top, here's what House Republicans are saying to us along with the Speaker. They are saying to us that that they want us to agree or to support, us meaning the Senate and the President, to agree with every agenda that they put forth in this bill, the entire agenda. And I said this at the top, that is not negotiable, and that is a devastating ask of us. And to say to us that the only way you want to move forward here is for us to agree on everything that they laid out in this bill is just ridiculous. And so that's what we're talking about, right? We're not going to negotiate on something that they should be doing, which is avoiding default. And we've been very clear, we're just not going to negotiate on that. That's not what this bill is. It has linked those two things together. And we've been very clear that we are not going to negotiate on default.
Doesn't the president rattling financial markets if he does not agree to speak with the Speaker? Speaker McCarthy says he wants to meet with Biden. Why hasn't that happened yet? It's
the Speaker McCarthy and the MAGA wing of the Republican Party that is doing this. We're not doing. They're the ones who are saying they want to hold the American economy hostage. They're doing this. And what the president is saying is, you need to do your job. He's saying to House Republicans, you need to do your jobs, your constitutional duty, and avoid default.
Don't really care who's to blame. They just want to know that there's a plan to avoid.
No, but you're asking me a question and I'm answering it. Honestly, this is a question for Speaker McCarthy and the MAGA wing of the Republicans to answer. They are the ones who are holding the American economy hostage. Literally, that's what they're doing. That is exactly what they're doing. What we're doing is calling them out and telling them to do their constitutional duty.
You just talked about the MAGA wing of the Republican Party. Kevin McCarthy is trying to rally votes for the Limit, Save, Grow Act, which the White House has threatened to veto. If he's able to get 218 votes for this bill, does this become a mainstream Republican position as opposed to just a wing of the party? And if this is the mainstream position, what's your...
Appreciate the question, but I'm not going to jump into hypotheticals from here. I'm not a House whip. He has to do his job as Speaker and see if he can get the votes for this bill. We have been very clear. This president does not support this bill. I think Leader Schumer has been very clear about this bill, and I'll let the leader speak for himself. We have spoken. We read out a conversation that the president had with leaders Schumer and Jeffries, agreed that we won't negotiate over avoiding default. We're just not going to do that, and we've been